Welcome back, Fantasy Fiction Fanatics. It's great to see you again, and I hope you're doing well. Today I thought I'd give you guys 6 more recommendations for animes that you might enjoy in case you are looking for a new one to watch. And this time I'm going to be talking about 6 Isekai animes. For Isekai, for those of you who don't know what that means, Isekai is a genre of anime that is where a character is in our world and then has some kind of experience, usually it's a death of some kind, that then transports them or reincarnates them or however the process is to get them to a fantasy world. So it's about one character coming from our world to moving to a fantasy world. And Isekai is a very, very, very big genre in the anime. It's very, very popular. So 6 is obviously not enough to recommend all the good ones out there, but I thought I would give you 6 really good, solid suggestions in case you want to try checking them out, or if you need a new anime to watch and you haven't watched one of these yet. Obviously, all of these I do highly recommend, and hopefully if you have watched any of them, you will let me know what you think of these animes. If you end up liking this video or liking any of my suggestions, please give me a thumbs up, and hopefully you will subscribe to join the Fantasy Fiction Fanatics community if you're not already. We would love to have you join us. So let's go ahead and jump right into these suggestions. Number 1 is Log Horizon, and this is one of the ones that's one of my favorite video game related animes because it's about a bunch of characters who get trapped in a video game world. And it is a super great anime. It has a large group of characters, and all of them are great. All of them are super interesting. All of them have really great arcs and things that are going on. It's a really cool world. It has those elements of games for people who like to play games as well. So if you are a gamer, this is an excellent one to check out because it has the strategies, it has the different tropes that come in different like MMOs. So if you like that, this world is all based around being a game and coming from a game. So you'll probably like that aspect, as well as it has its own quirks and interesting parts that are really good. It is very political based. It does have action, it does have adventure, but a lot of it is like creating a world to live in. It's a lot about the politics and managing, creating systems for people, like governments, because it's now a new place to live and they've never lived in this world and they have to now create new rules for the world. They have to, the NPCs now are real people that they have to interact with and figure out how to do that and have that political based areas along with the fighting and the questing and that kind of stuff. So it's a really, really good story in that way. And overall, it is a fun anime. So I really, really like this one. Hopefully you'll be able to check it out. As of this moment, I only know of it having season 1 on Hulu, and then obviously it's on Crunchyroll. So that's a couple places to watch it if you are looking for watching this one. Okay, next is going to be Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. And this one's just a fun one. Like, literally, if I had to have one word to describe this whole anime, it would be fun. It is about a high school kid named Iruma who gets sold by his parents to a demon, and that demon takes him to the underworld, and he's going to school as that demon's grandchild. I know it sounds a little bit crazy, and it's like, how is that just a fun anime? It sounds like it'd be scary and stuff like that, but it's not. It's really just a fun anime. The grandpa demon is actually really nice. A lot of the demons are very nice, but he can't let anybody know he's a human because technically demons are supposed to eat humans. So it's just a really fun anime. It's got lots of jokes. It's got a lot of lightheartedness. It's got a lot of fun themes for like family and friends and how to care about each other. And Iruma's just a really sweet, caring guy who cares about everybody he ends up getting to know there. And it's about his school life at this demon school. So if you're looking for something that has really great characters, really great, lighthearted, fun plot lines, and things that are going on, interesting and good messages on how to treat each other and how to have fun with each other, and that's just not stressful, I would definitely recommend this anime. It is super, super lighthearted and fun, and that's the main thing I can say about it. I know that I've said fun probably 20 times in this small little descriptor, but it's truly, truly just a joy to watch and will make you smile and want to watch more. I guarantee it. Number 3 is The Devil is a Part-Timer. Now, this one is interesting because it's a flip on an isekai. Instead of it being us coming to a different fantasy world, it's about the king of all the demons, or the devil himself, goes from the fantasy world to our world. And so it technically is an isekai because it flips back and forth between these two worlds, even if it kind of is the opposite in nature. So this is another one that has a lot of humor and is really fun to watch and is not too stressful. It's not really deep, it's not really like hardcore. It has so much humor. It's got great voice acting, great characters that you will fall in love with, and the devil himself is actually not quite so demonic. Just like in the last one I recommended, this one has a very good twist on demons and devils. So it's actually quite funny because once he's here in our world, the main thing that's going on with the devil is that he's working at a McDonald's, which is basically, as you might have guessed, a McDonald's. So just a lot of fun things happen in this. While there is some seriousness and there's some good world building, the world is really interesting and the concepts of good versus evil are really unique here. The fantasy elements are excellent. Love the fantasy in this. So a lot of great, strong elements that make it really engaging, along with that humor, along with that good-heartedness, and great characters. If you want to actually see my review with Greg, that'll be on the Anime channel, which we haven't uploaded for a while, which is a sad state of affairs. We've just been very busy, and we can't both really be filming lately, but we're hoping to get back to it when we have a little bit more time. But I will link our review down below since we have already done this particular anime. This anime you can watch on, I think it's on Hulu as well, and on Crunchyroll, and I realized I didn't say where you can watch Demon School Iruma-kun, and that I believe is also on Crunchyroll. I don't think it's on any other platforms. I'm just trying to think. I'm pretty sure it's only on Crunchyroll at this moment. Okay, the next one is The Rising of Shield Hero. So this one is super good. It's not quite as lighthearted as the last two, but it's definitely not too serious and grungy and deep. This one is also one that just, it's a good combination of having a little bit of humor in there, but also having a more serious tone to it. So lots of anime, adventure, action. This one is about a character, or there's actually technically 4 characters, but we're really focusing only on one character in particular, who gets transported to this fantasy world, and he's supposed to be one of the 4 summoned heroes that is going to help save the world from these waves, where all these waves of creatures and stuff like that come to attack the people of this world, and he's supposed to help save this world, and only after he saves the world can he return to his own world. So I really like this world. I really like the fantasy elements of this story. It's super interesting, super in-depth, lots of fun characters that you meet along the way, and it's very action adventure, which I like a lot. So it also has some really complex plot points, a little bit more of a sophisticated storyline. It also has some interesting concepts of like interactions between people and how people can treat each other and what the repercussions of treating each other that way so publicly is. So definitely watch that if you like that little bit more of that complexity with relationships, with like social images, and with the action adventure. So again, not super dark, but at the same time a little bit more serious than the previous two that we've talked about. Weirdly enough, you can watch this on Hulu, but only season 2. I don't know why season 1's not on there. That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. So Crunchyroll is a better place to watch this one. And sorry guys, I know it's not the best. All of these are kind of all in the same place, but right now a lot of the really good animes are not being shown on other streaming services right now. I don't really know what's up with that. So, sorry. But it is going to be on Crunchyroll, and season 2, for whatever reason, is on Hulu. Next, let's talk about number 5, which is Drifters. Now, this one is going to be kind of quite the opposite of everything I kind of talked about so far. It's definitely a different vibe because this one is dark, this one is gory, and this one is not for the faint of heart. So bear that in mind right away. This one might not be for you if you don't like things that are a little bit darker, if you don't like things that are going to be pretty gory, and if you don't like it being a lot of murderish stuff. Definitely very dark, but very good story. So Drifters is a little bit hard to explain without ruining the story. But it is kind of about a war that's happening in this fantasy world, and people are being brought from different points in history to this world in order to battle for this war that's going on. And that's the best definition or best summary I can kind of give without ruining anything. This story is super interesting in concept, super deep in its idea, its complexity. It of course does have a couple moments of funniness. I feel like most anime do have those moments of humor mixed in with their deep, gory darkness of the story. But mostly it's pretty serious in nature. It's got a lot of interesting things for history. A lot of it is Japanese history, but there is also other countries, people who have their history and even further back, like Greece and things like that. A lot of stuff going on with that history, characters being brought in. It's got a super cool concept. The only two things that are sad about this anime, and the first one is that it's only one season, and that one season is only 12 episodes, which is not enough. It obviously doesn't finish the story, and that is a downside, is that it's so short and it doesn't finish the story. So keep that in mind when you watch it. I don't know if they're planning to make any more. It's been a while since it came out, so probably not at this point. But I still think that it's worth it, and maybe if you watch it, it'll make you interested in reading the manga or something like that to finish up the story, because it's super, super good. The second thing that's sad about it is that at this point, I'm not exactly sure where to tell you to watch it. It's not on Crunchyroll, and I checked Hulu and Netflix since I have those, and I didn't see it on there. But I will keep researching, and hopefully I can have an update on where to find it without having to purchase it. But if you find it somewhere, anywhere, if you know somebody who owns it, whatever, find a way to watch it. It's really, really good, and I definitely recommend it, even though it doesn't have an ending and it doesn't, have very much to it. It definitely made an impact on me when I first watched it. So I still highly recommend it, even though it's not the most easiest to watch. So, okay, and then last but not least is going to be No Game, No Life. So this one is another one where it doesn't have enough and it doesn't really finish the story. And it's really, really sad to say that, because this one is another one that's super, super good. But it's also going a very different vibe. It's also a little bit more lighthearted, but it's not quite the same jokiness as Devil's a Part-Timer or Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. It's definitely a little bit more of that lighthearted in nature, but not necessarily in jokes and comedy. It's just a more of a lighter storyline. It's about these two kids, brother sister, who are just excellent at gaming. Like any kind of game, it doesn't have to be a video game. It can be any kind of game ever. And they are like strategic masterminds and can always win no matter what. The anime actually starts with them like playing a video game, and both of them are like two characters at once, and they're both playing with two different mice on two different computers together. So it's super interesting. I really like to see the dynamics of the siblings. It's really cool to see the dynamics of them with other characters. And especially, which is the main point of the story, is they end up being sent to a world that's very fantasy-esque, and it's all about, everything is decided by games. You have to win games in order to win elections, to win deals, to make commitments, things like that. So they're sent to this world and they're hoping to kind of conquer it in a way. But you'll have to watch more to find out more about that. I really like this anime in the fact that it's very stylistically different. It's very bright and it's very vivid in color scheme. It's really, really cool. I like the very vibrant, bright aesthetic of it. I think the concept and the concept is super unique, if I can use words correctly. And the fact that it's a world that's all about games, and we have two very exceptional game players. Of course, that doesn't mean that there is no risk involved. You do have moments where you're trying to figure out whether they're actually going to win and how they can win. But super, super interesting, super great. It's not quite as hardcore of a fantasy as some of these other ones are, but it does still have those fantasy elements, and it is still pretty interesting, even though it's only one season long. So, sad to say, that is sometimes what happens with anime, is they decide not to finish them, and we're left wanting to know more. But for this one, you can watch it in a couple places. I think you can watch it on Netflix and on Crunchyroll. So at least a little bit more of an option for you, and hopefully you will still check it out even if it isn't able to finish completely, because I think you'll still enjoy what there is available. Okay, those are my 6 isekai recommendations. Of course, I do have more that I will share with you in the future, since isekai is such a giant genre of anime. And if you guys have any isekai that you guys have watched that you would like to share with me, I would be happy to get your suggestions, because I'm always looking for new anime to watch and enjoy. Let me know what you think about these animes, if you're going to try them out, if you've already watched them, whatever your thoughts may be. I would love to hear them, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!